It's about 10 o'clock midnight on June 18th, 2019. Jamison's been gone for a year.
Eugene? Eugene!
When did he say his name?
Oh dear, he's run off with the crown and forgotten you.
No, he wouldn't. Who are you?
Forget Flynn Rider. You know where you belong, and it's not with him. Now.
Rapunzel! Mother?
Oh, my precious girl.
Mother?
Are you all right? Are you hurt?
Mother, how did you...
I was so worried about you, dear. So I followed you, and I saw them attack you, and... Oh my... Let's go. Let's go, before they come to.
Huh? Hey, isn't that Rapunzel? Wait! Rapunzel! Oh.
Show some decorum.
Marluxia!
The girl has found her dear mother. You should let them be.
And why is that?
Because Rapunzel is far too important. Atop her tower, she must remain out of sight and live out her days with Mother Gothel.
And never see anyone else?
But that's like locking her in some prison.
That is exactly what it's like. Rapunzel's hair holds the powerful magic of healing. And yes, Mother Gothel wants it for herself, as do others. And if Mother Gothel's actions will protect Rapunzel, preserve her, then she is doing the organization a favor.
What favor?
Let's say she's keeping Rapunzel on the shelf for us. An extra pawn in case you fail to find the remaining Guardians of Light. And we have occasion to call on other Hearts of Light instead. A new 7 hearts to fill out the ranks.
New 7 hearts?
Yes. 7 who inherited the princess's light after their role was fulfilled.
So you don't care about her? You guys just want Rapunzel for your own purposes. Well, you're done here.
I just knew you would go and make a scene. Very well. Then it's lights out for you.
Sora!
You always were such a sound sleeper.
Cutscenes forever.
I am the lost princess.
Please speak up, Rapunzel. You know how I hate the mumbling.
I am the lost princess, aren't I? Did I mumble, Mother? Or should I even call you that?
Oh, Rapunzel. Do you even hear yourself? Why would you ask such a ridiculous question?
It was you! It was all you!
Everything I did was to protect you. Rapunzel!
I've spent my entire life hiding from people who would use me for my power,
Rapunzel!
when I should have been hiding from you.
Where will you go? He won't be there for you.
What did you do to him?
That criminal's to be hanged for his crimes.
No.
No, it's all right. Listen to me. All of this is as it should be.
No! You were wrong about the world. And you were wrong about me. And I will never let you use my hair again!
You want me to be the bad guy? Fine. Now I'm the bad guy.
They like remade this movie shot for shot.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah.
It's like going through the whole thing. They did a great job of it too.
Yeah, it's pretty sure they got some like Pixar animators.
Yeah, like I've really been. I mean, like the animation, the cutscenes and stuff has been great in all the levels, but especially this one.
Yeah.
Flynn!
Is Sora okay?
We don't know.
We keep calling his name and shaking him, but he won't open his eyes.
And Marley shit killed him.
Wake up!
Unresponsive sidekick. Wait a minute. I know how to fix this. Max, give him a wash.
Sora!
Well, that did the trick. Nice work, Max.
Huh? How did I end up? Oh no! Flynn! Rapunzel's being held prisoner!
That's right. In her mother's tower. This calls for a rescue. Are you with me?
Yeah!
Let's go, Max.
A dog, a duck, a young boy, and a man. All riding on a horse.
Yep.
I was kind of hoping there'd be like a mini game for like riding the horse.
Oh.
That'd be pretty cool. I see Goofy like roll.
We'll take it from here, Flynn. Go help Rapunzel.
You remember the
Thanks.
the magic carpet mini game
Yeah.
in Kingdom Hearts 1
Yeah.
where you're leaving the cave on the carpet? I like this nobody design.
Yeah.
Yeah! Enough already! Get out of our way!
Am I supposed to literally just leave, or do I have to kill him?
You can fight them.
Yeah, every And 2, every organization member had their own kind of complimentary, like...
It's how you can tell who's in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, so like, you can tell it's Marluxia with like the scythe and the flowers.
Right.
And then if the sniper's in the world, you know, Zigbar's there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you didn't fight Nobodies and Chain of Memories.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see which ones Larxine's gonna have.
Oh yeah, they're pretty cool.
This is all these remixes are
yeah,
I keep saying that,
really
but they're just so good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Because I remember noticing that too when I heard it here. I was like, holy crap.
They've combined the choir from Disappeared, which is the music when you fight, you know when you fight Xemnas at the base of the skyscraper?
Yeah.
It's also, you fight him in 1 as the secret boss.
Yeah, yeah.
They combine like the voices from that with this...
With the music?
And like with this boss theme. And they're both associated with Nobodies.
Yeah, yeah.
Like this plays when Roxas fights the Twilight Thorn in his awakening thing. So it makes a lot of sense, and it's just really cool. Yoko Shimomura does that quite a bit. Like she'll take the choir.
Yeah.
And, like
she does a lot of mixing of themes and stuff as well.
Yeah. I noticed like when Marluxia was talking to Sora in this world, it was playing this like really kind of unassuming, like slightly eerie song in the background, like kind of a not too dramatic, like low urgency villain theme. And I noticed it was like an arrangement of the 13th Struggle, like the music when you fight Axel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
I think that originated in Chain of Memories, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
Yeah. Because it played when you fight a member of the organization.
Yeah, yeah.
That's weird, because like even like the Twilight Town theme originated in that game.
I like that Twilight Town theme better than the one that plays after Roxas wakes up. Or joins with Sora, I should say. After Sora wakes up.
Do you like the arrangement in this game? The Twilight Town one?
Yeah, they're all good. I don't have a voice right now, I don't know why.
It might be the espresso. I don't know. Did that do anything to your voice?
I don't know.
We gotta get out of here.
Hurry, Sora! This is no time to dawdle!
Or are you just walking around?
Yeah. They're just programmed to do that in certain places.
Oh, hey.
It's only one this time. I like the archers.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. This is annoying to fight, though.
You gotta use that guard. Like when he comes like charging at you.
Hyper Hammer.
Yeah, I love the Hyper Hammer.
Try this.
Oh, he's going.
The thing is, like, I can't really guard when I'm in the middle of a combo. Can I?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay.
Not during a finisher, though. Like, oh, you don't have the continuous combo thing yet. Where you can continue a combo even without hitting an enemy.
I'm not sure.
That's an ability. But you can try blocking in the middle of a combo right now and look at it. You can even block in the air. I don't think you can during a finisher. Like, do like 3 attacks and then you can block. Yeah.
That one just killed that woman.
Is it just me, or are the Heartless multiplying?
Thank you. That can't be good. Hurry.
Cutest little Heartless ever.
Here we go.
I like how it while it's transforming, if it hits them, it does damage.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, like during the transformation.
Oh, is everything okay?
Yeah, and if you want to like save that transformation, you can like switch to another Keyblade.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You can hold on to transformations by doing that.
I didn't know that. I thought it would wipe them out.
No. Sometimes I've like forgotten that I've had a transformation, and I'll switch to a Keyblade. I'll be like, "Holy crap! I had this like in the last world and never went back to it."
Oh. Am I going in circle? Hold on.
Oh, you need to look for the. Remember the cave with the grass over it?
Oh, right here.
The vines over it? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're almost there.
Yeah, I'm going back to all the worlds and getting like all the lucky emblems and treasures and doing all the mini games. I've gotten Save the Queen for Donald.
Oh.
I haven't gotten Save the King yet, and I have to like do one more of the goals. You know, the synthesis goals.
Yeah.
I have to do one more to unlock Ultimate Weapon.
Is there still, like in 2, like you needed to synthesize one of everything? Even if it's not something you really need, like just to have it in your like list of synthesized things or whatever?
It keeps up with the ones you've synthesized.
Yeah.
I've been doing as many different ones as I can.
In 3?
Yeah.
And so it's good to do that?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I've been trying to synthesize everything at least once.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. It keeps up with that. I think you can check the goals to see like the good things. But it does keep up with which one or how many you do. I wish it would put a check mark or something by it though.
Yeah.
You have to go to a separate menu to see which ones you've done.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
I don't think 2 made you do that.
Nah, it checked it off, I think. But in 2, you had to like get points to level up the Moogle shop or whatever.
Ah, that's right.
This one doesn't do that. It's just like you meet like you get the different goals or whatever, and then you
Rapunzel, I thought I'd never see you again.
You unlock stuff.
Huh?
There's no blood on that knife.
Yeah. I don't remember. Did they show blood in the movie?
I don't think so.
I know. I'm going.
Shut up, Goofy. Don't.
I've been saying that a lot lately. Like Goofy will say something, I'll be like, "Shut up, Goofy."
So it's like I have object permanence. Like I remember something even when it's out of my sight. I know what our objective is.
Enough already! Stop fighting me! No! I won't stop! For every minute of the rest of my life, I will fight! I will never stop trying to get away from you! But if you let me save him, I will go with you.
No! No, Rapunzel!
She's like, I'll still try to get away from you, though.
I'll never run. I'll never try to escape.
Okay.
Just let me heal him, and you and I will be together. Forever. Just like you want. Everything will be the way it was. I promise. Just like you want. Just let me heal him.
In case you get any ideas about following us.
Eugene! I'm so sorry. Everything is gonna be okay, though.
No, Rapunzel.
I promise. You have to trust me.
No, I can't let you do this.
And I can't let you die.
But if you do this... then you will die.
Hey, it's gonna be all right.
Rapunzel. Wait.
Eugene, what? No! What have you done? What have you
That little lizard killed that woman.
Yeah. Pascal.
Yeah, yeah. She's gone.
Fall into darkness. We can't allow her near our pure light now.
Well, I mean, she's
Her
dead.
presence would only cast a pall over it.
No, like she's dead. You don't gotta worry about it. Oh, okay. Kingdom Hearts, like, it's okay. You realize it's okay to acknowledge death, right?
They do, though. They straight up say die.
I know. But, like, that woman died.
I don't know.
She didn't fall to darkness. She turned into ash. Like, she aged and, like, lost all of the time that she shouldn't have had.
Well, yeah, but like, I think that's the point, though. Like, the organization will say stuff that's like straight out wrong because like their views are kind of twisted. Like, his whole point for like wanting to keep Rapunzel with her was so that like she'd be protected, right? But like straight up like ignoring the fact that like for the reasons why she's doing it, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's like the point.
So I can have like different forms stacked up on different keys.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, hi.
This is kind of a cool part of the fight. You gotta look for the exit. I don't know why he would turn her into a Heartless, though. I don't know, did he turn her into a Heartless, or did he just, like, create it?
Well, it looks like her. Like, I mean, it's like got her hairstyle, kind of. Kind of.
Would he be doing it to keep like Sora away from the tower?
Like, I don't think a lot of the motives of these Kingdom Hearts villains make a lot of sense. They just say cryptic stuff. There doesn't seem to be a lot of internal consistency that I can see. Oh. Not feeling so great.
Here we go.
So you'd say it's probably done just for
Dramatic.
or just for video game reasons?
Yeah, I think so. I think they wanted a boss fight.
It's over.
Well, like in the first place, like how can he even? Nobody's are supposed to command like the power of nothing or whatever. Like,
well,
it's
they
like
said in the second game the heartless follow whoever's strongest.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, forgot about that.
Because you see them control the heartless in that one as well.
Yeah.
And like, even like Maleficent and Pete can command them to some degree, and like even some of like Disney other Disney villains have been able to.
Yeah, like Jafar.
Yeah, and like Oogie Boogie and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And like sometimes they'll just like not show up. I think with like Oogie Boogie they did that, or like only a few show up.
I don't seem to have saved my form. I'm using favorite deputy now, but I'm back in. Am I using the hammer?
No.
Yeah, I don't think it's saved.
It should. Maybe it ran out before you switched. I used the twin arrow guns a lot for this fight.
Oh, really?
Because yeah, you could straight up point and like hold R2 and it'll like just constantly shoot where you aim. It does a ton of damage if they're standing still in one spot.
I don't think I have. No, I don't have that key equipped.
Don't go. Stay with me, Eugene.
These are seriously great cutscenes. Like, it's like the level of detail in their movement and stuff.
And glow. Let your power shine. Make the clock reverse.
Rapunzel.
Bring back what once was mine.
Rapunzel.
What?
Rapunzel. You were my new dream.
And you were mine.
Oh, this is an FMV.
Yeah.
Oh, that explains it.
They do that for a lot of the endings for the worlds.
The fate's design. Save what has been lost. Bring back what once was mine. What once was mine.
Or it's a pre-rendered cutscene.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah. FMV is like...
PS2 days.
No, FMV is like actual people.
Oh.
Like, put into, like, full motion video, like...
There's this musical motif that keeps coming up in themes in this world that it sounds like the Smash Brothers Brawl theme.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you,
You know what I'm talking about?
I've got a thing for brunettes.
This, yeah. Does this mean I can't swing across trees with her hair anymore?
She won't be in your party anymore.
Oh, really?
Right.
Oh, okay.
But you can still... She'll be in the festival area. In front of the big picture with her parents and her.
so I can't cross some of those gaps anymore. I just gotta like.
You can, but you'll have to use other
Wow, Rapunzel,
abilities.
you're finally gonna get to see your real home.
I know. I mean, I can't believe it. I can finally be with
Eugene
my
will still
real
be
family.
in your party.
I couldn't have done it
And
without
it calls
your
him
help.
Eugene as well,
Welcome.
instead of Flynn.
Well, from where I'm standing, the kingdom couldn't ask for a better princess. And I couldn't have asked for better sidekicks. Thanks.
Yes, thank you so much.
Happily ever after.
Mm-hmm. Now, Flynn, you and Maximus play nice.
Huh? Fine.
You're gonna be great.
Huh?
We haven't seen the guy controlling the monsters in a while, so that's one less worry.
But there's still a chance that he might be around here somewhere.
Well, if he comes back and tries to bother Rapunzel again, then Flynn will keep her safe. And we three won't be far behind.
Come on. Rapunzel's the tough one, if you ask me.
True. But nevertheless, I won't let her out of my sight.
Oh, Eugene.
Eugene?
Oh, that's my real name. Eugene Fitzherbert. That's right. I never told you guys.
That's different.
I think it's a great name.
Me too. Nice to re-meet you, Eugene.
Hey, I thought I was the only one you were going to tell?
Don't worry. I've saved plenty of Fitzherberty secrets just for you.
Really?
Hey! What are you two lovebirds talking about?
Nothing!
Nothing.
Oh, you can tell us.
Yeah, it's not nice to keep secrets.
This one is none of your business.
Maximus, get him!
Huh? You have got to be kidding me!
Oh boy. That's a good one. The Mirage Staff.
Oh, cool.
You dodge, you can create 4, like, illusions of yourself, and then, like, all of them fire at the enemy you're, like, targeting.
Another world where we got doodly squat. You sure this box thingy's even real?
Yes,
Yeah, and just how do you know that?
it is etched.
It's what?
Come with me.
Where to? Those bozos ain't gonna help us. Sora's sure not looking for the box.
Who said anything about following them?
No.
What? We're too late?
Yes. Evan would know all about the replicas from his time as Vexen in the organization. He was recompleted like the rest of us, but he didn't regain consciousness. After Lee left, he must have woken and taken his leave. Alias here and Dylan went out and turned the whole town upside down to try and find him. But no Evan.
That's not good.
What about his research?
Unfortunately, his work on the replicas was incomplete. There may still be documents around, but all of them from well before he made any significant progress.
Do you have any idea where he might go?
There's no place that he could go now that he's human. He has no means of leaving this world.
The dark corridors.
Are beyond his faculties and mine now.
Oh, but not everyone's. What if Evan was taken?
Of course course! The organization could also use the replicas.
To fill out their ranks.
We'd better go tell Master Yen Sid. And Sora. And the others, too.
You get to play as Riku more.
A little more.
It'd just be kind of sad if it was like a one-time boss battle.
Yeah. It's at least one more time. I don't know if there's one after.
Oh, hey. How you doing?
Humanity is a
This
precious
is like
gift,
the
and yet you desire to return to the
old room
organization.
with all the thrones.
Oh yes, of course. One eradication at Axel's hands was enough to learn where not to place my trust.
He gave you a second lease on life.
He ripped me away from the one thing I care about. I don't require humanity. Give me my research. I must see it to fruition, no matter the cost.
The replicas.
Yes. Soon they will replace, not just replicate. Given a heart, they can become just as real as any human.
What excellent tidings. I would hate to think we invited you back into our ranks, only for you to fail to deliver our final vessel, Vexen.
It's Vexen!
Yeah, I know.
I know. No, I know you know.
It's just like... I mean, it's obvious.
I'm so happy Kirk Thornton is back voicing Saïx.
Oh, yeah. They got, like, all the guys for the organization members again.
You guys should check it out. Sora, I think you're ready for a teeny ship.
Kirk Thornton has been doing anime and game voices forever. Like,
Yeah.
he did, like, voices in, like, Rurouni Kenshin and stuff back in the day. Like, Serial Experiments Lane. I mean, like, I was 14, 13, like...
He still sounds like the same.
Yeah, he's a fantastic voice actor.
So yeah, basically you can like when you go to embark, you can hit R2 or L2
Yeah.
to switch to the other zones.
I don't want to do Gummy Ship recording.
It's about 10 o'clock at night on June 18th, 2019. Jamison's been gone for a year. He died today, last year. It's been, you know, sad and hard and stuff the whole time, so this 1 year milestone feels pretty arbitrary, honestly. It's just another day. I went to school, taught 4 classes, ate lunch, helped some kids learn some PowerPoint stuff. Sat in my classroom, made sure my stuff was prepared for the rest of the week. I went to a meeting after school, came home, ate some cold leftover pizza from the night before. My friend Tanner. Yeah, I figured I should record something on the anniversary of his death. I didn't prepare it ahead of time because I wanted to actually record it on the day, and hopefully upload it on the day. It's gonna be a lot of work tonight, but it's okay. I had a heck of a time finding a place quiet enough to do this. Like right now, someone's staying with me and they have a dog, so my room doesn't work really. And I could tell them to leave for a while, but I don't really want to do that. I went to a bunch of cafes. They were either closing or had music playing or had a bunch of people or all three or whatever. A few spots to sit outside, but there were people nearby hanging out talking. Cars driving by. I finally came to a banana bar here, and luckily there's no one in here, and I asked the owner if he could turn off the music so I could record this, and he said yes, so I owe him. So I'm drinking a Jamison Sprite. It's pretty, I don't know, I just wanted to order a drink and saw Jamison Sprite on the menu, and that was pretty much it. It's not spelled the same way as his name, but close enough. So I guess for this video, I'm gonna talk about what happened a year ago when I found out. So I was in my room, I was on my computer, I was typing into my Google Drive document, writing a chapter of my novel I've been working on for ages. I had been doing that pretty consistently. I mean, like, more so than I had been in a long while. Like, I've been kind of on a roll with writing at that point. I read my book, I don't even remember what time it was fairly late, probably after, I mean, at least after 8:30, I'm sure, probably later than that. And I get a WhatsApp call from my dad. Usually he'll text, he won't call straight away. But yeah, I get my WhatsApp app thing is buzzing my phone, ringing. I thought it must be something important for him to be like just calling straight away, so I pick up the phone and I said hello. And my dad just said Jordan, and I'm not going to try and mimic it here because I can't really, but I could immediately tell that he had been crying and was crying and just had a hard time getting the word out, just my name. He said Jordan, and I said, hey, yeah, you okay? And he said, no. And so he asked me if I was alone. I told him, yeah, there's no one in my room. And he told me, he said, Jordan, I've got some terrible news. And when he said that, I was terrified. It's weird because I used to actually worry about getting a call. Like back when Jamison had been on drugs, I used to like actually really worry about someday getting a call from, you know, one of my parents or someone saying your brother's dead. And I hadn't worried about that in years because he'd been doing so well. So when he said that, Jamison didn't even occur to me. He said, I've got some terrible news, and I was terrified. Like down to my... I've never been that scared in my life. I was terrified down to my core that like something had happened to my mom or something. And he said, your brother's dead. And I didn't. I didn't like understand, like, not like, I don't understand, how could this happen, how can this be, like in the most like basic definition of the word understand, like I didn't process what he said, I was just confused, so I was just like, what? And yeah, I just didn't get it, like it didn't compute, and I guess it sank in to some degree, and I started like breathing really heavy. Like I don't ever do that. I don't ever like hyperventilate or anything. I don't have panic attacks or anything. But yeah, I like started panicking inside a little bit, or panicking is not really the right word. I don't really know how to describe it. I just started breathing really heavy. Like my brain didn't know what to do. I don't know. Anyway, he said your brother's dead, and said he didn't know any details, but he had gotten a call from Jamison's friend in Colombia, his roommate. No, my mom had gotten a call. My mom had gotten a call from her, and she called my dad. And obviously my mom was distraught. She called my dad, and she was crying so hard when she told him what had happened that he didn't even understand her. Like, he couldn't make out what she was saying. He had to ask her again. But yeah, my dad called me and told me that. He said he didn't know any details. He said, I'll let you know when I know what happened. It was probably drugs. And then he said, do you have anyone you can be with? Because he didn't want me to be alone. So he told me, I told her, and like, yeah, Nina's my girlfriend at the time. It's like, yeah, Nina's in the building. And he's like, yeah, go be with your girlfriend. I'm sure we talked more than that. Like, it wasn't just like a 2-minute conversation. I just don't really remember what we said. Yeah, I didn't get it. Like, I don't know how to describe that feeling, except I was just confused. And then, anyway, yeah, so he got off the phone. He said like he would call me back in a bit or something. Anyway, so we got off the phone with him. At some point I talked to my mom. She was crying. She couldn't really talk very much. She was talking about, I don't remember how we even got on this subject, but she said something about contacting people in Colombia so they could send the body, and her voice just, it's like the floor fell out from under her when she said the word body. Her voice just cracked and she just lost it. And Jamison's girlfriend called me on Facebook Messenger. Not the one that I had spoken with before, like not the one I had talked to on a Skype call once, but someone he had started dating after that. Yeah, she called me, and she was crying. And she asked me, she said like something happened to Jamison, and she didn't know. Like, she was trying to find out the details, and so she called me. Yeah, she was crying, and it felt weird. I was not crying. I was actually fairly stoic, and so I had to tell her he was dead. I had to apologize to her, you know, like say I'm sorry, he's gone. I had to comfort her, and I had to keep telling her that I didn't know what happened. I don't know. And like she apologized for, like, you know, crying and being emotional and stuff, and of course I said like, no, it's okay, and but she said she would call me back later when she was more under control. I sat there, yeah, at some point when I wasn't on the phone. I don't remember what order this stuff happened. Sat there, and I don't ever talk to myself out loud. Like, if I'm recording stuff right now, obviously, but that's not the same thing. I don't ever talk to myself, but I was sitting there, and like the sadness rolled over me, and I wasn't even crying. Like, it's like I cried plenty later, but at that moment, it's like it's like something, it felt almost inevitable. Like, of course, it's like in that moment, it's like the hindsight. It's like, I don't know how to put it. It's like I wasn't fully surprised by it, and so it wasn't like I was probably in some kind of shock, but it wasn't like an overtly shocked, surprised, upset feeling. Like I wasn't crying, I wasn't losing it. I just felt this like deep sadness, like this expected terrible thing has happened, like drugs finally got him. And I'll never talk to myself out loud, but I just said Jamison. I was just sad he had struggled so hard for such a long time, and then at the end he died. He had some happy years before that, and that gives me some comfort, but yeah, addiction won. I didn't feel angry at him, like, I don't know, I guess you could say, like, I guess maybe I would have had a right to feel angry, because he shouldn't have ever gotten into that stuff in the first place, but, I mean, it was a long time ago, everyone makes mistakes, and anyway, I just didn't feel angry. Just the thought of being angry at him just made me feel sad. I just loved him. That's all I felt. It was just love. I went down to see Nina, talked to her some, told her what happened. Told a few people. I told my friend Richard, one of my oldest friends from one of my internet friends, one of my closest friends, one of my best friends. Told him. He reacted pretty intensely. I called Song, who was in another video earlier in this series. Talked to her a bit. Called my co-teacher at my school and told him that I'd probably be late the next day because I wasn't going to be able to sleep well that night. I mean, I explained to him what had happened. So next day, I went to school. I went to school late. I didn't have any classes that day, luckily. I went out to the Means Cafe from an earlier video that I showed. Met Nina there. Cried. My co-teacher and head teacher and principal and vice principal and I, we worked it out where I have one day of, in the case of a sibling dying, I can take a day off. So I got that one day, and then they let me take a week of my vacation time, which wasn't going to be for another month or two. And they let me take that week early and apply it so that I could combine that one day off with my 5 early use vacation days and then those 2 weekends in there and go back to the States. Ironically, I hadn't been planning to visit the States that summer because tickets were too high every time I looked. And I was looking well in advance, and tickets were just way too high. Then after this happened, of course, I feel like I have to go back. So I went ahead and looked up a ticket for basically the next day or something, or 2 days out or something like that. And it was actually a lot cheaper, several $100s. Buying ahead of time made it more expensive. Buying at the last minute made it really cheap. So and then that day I went. I didn't tell people right away. I very, very, very quickly decided I needed to make the most of my life because Jamison didn't have a life anymore. Then I've been going to the gym. I decided to go ahead and go to the gym that day. So I met Ben, my friend, on the sidewalk outside our apartment building. I don't know if maybe he knew something was up. Maybe he had seen some of me tagged in my mom's posts on Facebook or what. The way he was looking at me, it seemed like maybe he knew, but he didn't say anything and I didn't say anything. We went to the gym. We worked out maybe about halfway through what I normally would have done. I just couldn't do it anymore. I started to kind of break down a little bit. Told him I had to stop, and he said, "That's okay, just sit this one out or something." And I told him my brother died. He was a good friend. He said, "Let's get out of here." Went back to Clarksville. I can't sleep on planes or in cars or trains, buses, anything. I can only sleep in a bed. I can't sleep in a chair. I can't sleep in anything else. I can sleep on the floor, I guess. Not well. Not on those bathhouse mats, anyway. Can't sleep on planes. It's a long flight, so I watched like 6 movies in a row, like back to back, just one after another. Watched some really good movies I'd actually been meaning to watch. Watched The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hardy. That was great. Watched Lady Bird. I watched some weird comedy movie about Jimmy Fallon and Drew Barrymore. And Jimmy Fallon was a huge baseball fan. I hadn't even really known he was like an actor besides like Saturday Night Live. Watched some other stuff, I don't remember, it doesn't matter. Watched Coco, that Pixar movie, or Disney movie, whatever it is. This isn't super relevant, I'm just trying to remember everything as it happened. It'll be nice to look back on this, I guess, and like remember this stuff and not be like, oh, I wish I could remember. I'm just chronicling it now. Jamison's watching, he might find it interesting. Drank a lot of coffee with cream on the plane ride. I love cheap instant coffee, I'm not even joking. Like, I worked at Starbucks for 2 years and tried all these different blends. I lived in Seattle and went to all these different cafes and tried their good, like, actual quality coffee, and had coffee all over Korea, and I just love cheap coffee. I love the stuff they give you on planes, and add the cream and sugar, or just the cream. So it was weird. It was like a weirdly pleasant plane ride. I was just sucking down great coffee and watching movies, and I enjoyed like all of them. And then we got to, I had to transfer in like, I want to say like Vancouver Airport, and then we flew to Nashville, and as we're landing and I see the familiar shape of Tennessee and all the tall grass and stuff, I hadn't been back to Tennessee yet since going to Korea in 2015. This was my first time back to Tennessee. It was the summer of 2018, and seeing this stuff from the plane window as we're touching down, I just got the biggest smile on my face. I hadn't wanted to go back because I wanted to travel and see cool stuff in Asia, but touching down, I just got the biggest smile on my face, and just seeing this familiar old stuff that I loved, and then I started to kind of lose it a little bit, like I'm not making sound, but yeah, that smile transitioned into just like this extremely deep, bittersweet sorrow. Just remembering all the times as a little kid with Jamison, out in tall grass like that, just playing outside, just being Tennessee boys together, just with my cousins. My stepmom was driving, and my dad and my mom were with her. They picked me up. This was the first time I had seen my dad in person since I'd left Tennessee, because at this point he hadn't come to visit me in Korea yet. My mom had. Drove back home. I don't know, a lot happened that week that I was there. I mean, I saw a bunch of people, saw my Uncle Earl again, saw a bunch of co-workers from the Starbucks I'd worked at for like 6 weeks there before Korea. Saw a bunch of old college friends. Saw people that I hadn't even been super close to before, but we'd kept up on Facebook, and yeah, I actually hung out with people I hadn't, like, I feel like I kind of forged stronger friendships with some people while I was there than like we had previously had. I wrote Jamison's obituary, and they put it in, not in the newspaper, like the physical paper, but on ClarksvilleNow.com. Yeah, I wrote my brother's obituary. It was I don't know, it's just not something I expected to do in my life. I'm happy that I was the one who wrote it. Like, don't need to explain this, but I'm going to. Obviously, I'm not happy about any of this, but circumstances being what they were are. Yeah, I'm glad it was me. It's some feeling of pride. I think Jamison would maybe like that I did that. I don't know. We had his memorial service. We didn't have his body. There were complications getting him and his stuff back from Colombia. Luckily, his ex-girlfriend that we were still really close with, Catalina, she's a lawyer in Colombia, so she was able to help us get some of that sorted out. In the end, I think Jamison was cremated, but none of that had happened yet when I was there. We had his memorial service with just like a bunch of his art and like stands and stuff, frames around the place. There's a really good self-portrait of himself that he had done that was there, and we had like a monitor set up and just showed like a clip show of pictures of him and stuff. This was in a hotel, like a hotel convention room or meeting room or something. One of my mom's friends got the place for us, Sean Kraft. He was a good guy. I felt kind of weird about that because we don't see eye to eye on some things, and something my mom posted, something political on Facebook a long time ago. I'd gotten into it with Sean once or twice, and I hadn't, without having met him in person. First time I met him in person was at my brother's memorial service in the meeting room of a hotel that he like managed. He oversaw a bunch of hotels, and he got us this meeting room for free just out of the kindness of his heart. He was really cool about it. As soon as he introduced himself, I knew who he was, and I apologized for how I'd been in the past, and he laughed and he said, "Don't worry about it." He said he thought I was a smart, bright young man or whatever, and I don't know if I'm really young anymore, but he told me, don't let anyone tell you what your relationship with your brother now is or has to be. Like, your brother's one step behind you all the time, or something like that. Really nice gesture. Anyway, I saw a bunch of people I hadn't seen in ages. We filled up that room, and there were people like waiting outside the room, just like trying to be a part of it, but there wasn't enough room in the actual room. Like, all the seats were taken, there were people lining all the walls, and yeah. I finally met one of Jamison's closest friends, Stu. I don't know if I had ever met him before, but anyway. We were friends on like Facebook and actually MySpace way back in the day, if you remember that. But we hadn't met in person until Jamison's memorial service. I saw my aunt and uncle and little cousin who'd grown up so much, and my older cousin who was like roughly Jamison's age. I think he was like a year younger than Jamison. Whatever, saw a bunch of family. Not to dismiss the people I was just talking about, but it's, most people watching this video are not going to know who I'm talking about. I saw a bunch of family, saw a bunch of friends. Went back to Korea, and yeah, just tried to get back into life as usual again. It's been a really hard year. I don't like saying that, like it's been a hard year, like, because of course it has been. I don't know. Like, I feel like I am saying something so obvious it doesn't need to be said, and so then when I say it, it's like I'm trying to get sympathy or something. Not really. I don't know if that's really what I'm trying to do. It's just been a rough year. It's been a pretty bad year for a bunch of reasons. I mean, that's the main one. Went back to Korea. As soon as my summer break started, I didn't do a whole lot. I played a bunch of video games. I chilled in my room and was sad while playing video games. I played a game called Nier Automata on the PS4, and that game was beautiful. That's a masterpiece, and the music in that game will now forever be associated with the first few months after losing my brother, because it takes place in this desolate, like, post-apocalypse, and just has this soft, sad music, and I just felt like I'd sit there in my room playing that game by myself and just start tearing up and like kind of forget about the game almost. Just like that music playing and it just feeling and thinking like this is continuing forward now in a world without my brother in it, a life without my brother in it. And since then there's been all sorts of, it's interesting like acclimating to the new way of, I guess, things, of doing things you wouldn't expect, or I don't know how to phrase this. Acclimating to like, you meet someone for the first time and you're talking to them and they ask you, so like, tell me about your family, you have any brothers or sisters, and what exact phrasing do you use to answer that? Yes, I have one, he's no longer alive, or no, I don't, I used to, but he's dead, or just go straight to, I had a brother, he died, or I don't know, just how do you introduce that? What tone of voice do you have when you tell someone that? What tone of voice that sits neatly between like seeking a lot of sympathy, which you don't want to do, or being so flippant and dry about it that it seems like you're putting on a show of not making a big deal about it for attention and by extension sympathy, which you don't want to do. Like how do you talk to people? How do you present that information to them? I started my role as coordinator in the program that I'm in. I had to explain the contract and some of the things in it to the first group of new teachers that came like while I was coordinator and helping them with orientation. Had to explain the part about the loss of sibling 1 day off clause thing in our contract. And so I told him, like, actually my brother died last year. And luckily I was allowed to do this and my school was really cool about it, blah, blah, blah. I told him all that. And like as I was saying it, it's just like, how do I say that? Like, I don't know. I'm just like thinking about the delivery of a line like that. And when I said that, some of the teachers kind of made the appropriate, like, oh, or like, I don't know, like little noises and expressions of appropriate recognition and sadness or whatever. And like, do I acknowledge that, or how much? If I acknowledge it too much, am I basking in it? Just weird stuff that isn't really the first thing to come to mind when you're just thinking about the possibility of something like this happening, I guess. It's not something you really consider until it actually happens and it starts coming up in little stuff like this throughout day-to-day life. That book I was working on, I was in the middle of writing a chapter when my dad called me. I haven't worked on it since. I'm not really proud of that. I don't think I've touched my novel since then. I can't remember actually. Jamison's never gonna read that book. My first novel, the thing I've been working on for years and pouring all these meaningful things from my soul into. I mean, like, that's like my life's goal. It's my book, my story. Jamison, my little brother, is never going to read my story. I had talked to him before about when I'm finally finished with it, I want him to do the cover art. And I told him what I want the cover art to be. And he said, I like that idea. I don't know that I fully understand what you're going for, although I think I know what you're going for, but we can talk about it more. Jamison was a good artist. He was going to do the cover art for my book. He will not do that now. He'll never read it. He won't illustrate it. I won't have that pride of having my finished piece of art, like piece of my soul, with my younger brother's illustration to represent it visually on the cover. I won't have that. And like nothing can change that now. That is how it is. And this year since he's been gone, I've tried really hard to push forward in life and be positive and make the most of things. I've really tried. I think with some degree of success. I bought a camera. I'd been toying with the idea of like doing more serious YouTube stuff for quite a while. Finally just looked into what I needed and bought a camera, bought a good mic, and then bought another good mic for outdoor use. I looked up the parts for building a PC and the process and stuff, and I figured out what I needed. Like, I wasn't going to initially, but my computer that I had wasn't able to handle the heavy like video editing, and like just wasn't trying to use Adobe Premiere Pro, and that computer was not working out well. It kept crashing and stuff. My computer just couldn't handle it. And I'd always wanted to build my own PC at least once, since I'd first heard about it from a guy named Winston who worked at Clarksville Gas and Water. I'd always wanted to do that, and I did it. I had a need for it. It wasn't just like something. I mean, like, I wanted to do it anyway, but it's nice that I went ahead and did it when I had a specific need for a better PC. It felt good because I was building a thing, knowing what was going into it, the processor, the graphics card, the RAM, all that, and what that would allow me to do, and I had specific things in mind. So yeah, I guess I've been busy. Started doing YouTube videos. I know these aren't very high quality, and I don't really know that my channel is going to go anywhere. I don't really have much of a clear idea for the channel. I'm 31 years old. I'm going to be 32 in November. I don't know that I can really be proud of like playing video games all the time and like recording that and being like, watch me react to video games, guys. I did a lot of gaming stuff earlier on to just practice video editing, and then of course I did this Kingdom Hearts 3 playthrough. I played through the entire game in February. I don't know if I've told this story in these videos. I planned my winter vacation to start the day that Kingdom Hearts 3 was released, and then I spent my entire vacation. I had my USB mic, the Blue Yeti, and I had my Elgato HD60S capture card to transfer like the footage from my PlayStation to my computer as like a video file. Had all that ready, and vacation started the day Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, and I recorded my entire playthrough and then edited all of the episodes together, minus this kind of thing, this vlog thing, like all the gameplay footage in my face as I'm playing. I did all of that in those 2 weeks. That was a busy vacation, but I got it done. And then I sat on that footage for a while because I was waiting for this mic so I could go up the mountain and record the first video. I wanted my intro to be on the mountain behind my apartment. Made a goofy music video with my friend Bobby. Made a spicy donkasu challenge video with Ben. That was Ben's idea. Yeah, I don't really know what I don't know what my channel is. I didn't really have much of a plan. I just kind of I had already uploaded a bunch of goofy joke videos here and there over the past 2 to 3 years anyway. So I already had a channel, and I just started putting the stuff I was making on that channel. I've gotten way off track here. I've been busy. I've been trying to use my limited time alive. I've been trying to enjoy myself and be happy. I've already explained a lot of this in other videos, I guess. When I was sad, I let myself be sad. When I was happy, I let myself be happy. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I've not been very happy the past few weeks. I'm not worried. It's not like a feeling of complete hopelessness. I know that life is ups and downs, and I'm currently in a rut, and there'll be good times ahead, I'm sure, and then past those there'll be more bad times, I'm sure, and then more good times. can't let how I'm feeling right now cause me to not acknowledge that reality. Like, things will be fine later, and they won't be, and then they will be, and they won't be, then they will be. Yeah, Jamison's been gone for a year. Banjo-Kazooie got into Smash Brothers. It might sound absurd, but that made me so happy. Like, that was the happiest I felt in months. That might be absolutely pathetic. I was overjoyed. I'd wanted that to happen for a long time. It was a childhood wish fulfilled right there. I needed that. I really needed that. I guess I'm sitting here feeling sorry for myself. I don't know, like, I don't know if anyone wants to watch a YouTube video where a guy just says in a bunch of different ways how things aren't going so great. Whatever. I'm pretty bummed out about my receding hairline. It's like way up there. That's what happened. This isn't really a great video, is it? I don't really know what else to say. I'm gonna keep making these videos. The episode after this one is gonna have the second part of the Jeju trip. Had to be interrupted because I wanted to make absolutely sure that I got this video uploaded on this day. And the Jeju thing is going to take way too long to edit. So, yeah, gonna split it and divide it with... Anyway. This is going to be episode number 17. Technically the 18th video in the series because I have an episode 0. But, yeah, this is episode 17. I'll just go ahead and finish this off on a memory. Slightly happier memory, I guess. Night of my 17th birthday, I want to say I was at my cousin's house. I think we were not in Clarksville. I think we were in Christopher's house. Me and Christopher and Jamison, and I was on the computer, and when it was about to turn midnight, or it had turned midnight or something, I told Jamison, like, Jamison and Christopher, I told him, like, it's my 17th birthday, and Jamison was like, oh yeah, like he had forgotten, but he knew, like he wasn't... not that he was surprised to hear, like, he knew when my birthday was. What am I saying? It's just anyway, he seemed happy about it. He's like, oh yeah, you're 17 now. And we celebrated by watching, I don't know if you ever, way back in the early days of the internet, early 2000s, whatever, albinoblacksheep.com, there was like a weird animation called the Llama Song. It's pretty hilarious when I was 16, 17. I guess it's still pretty funny now, but probably mostly for nostalgia. Like, there's so much of that weird stuff on the internet now, it's like, it'd be hard to make someone who's grown up with the internet see why it was so striking and funny at the time. Because just randomness and goofiness and non sequiturs are the order of the day now. But yeah, the Llama Song. I celebrated my 17th birthday by watching that video 17 times in a row. Yeah. And I wanted to say that because this video is episode 17. Yeah. 17th birthday, 17 times watching that video. And I guess the thing that really stands out to me about this is that I've always had a crazy memory. I can remember everything. And Jamison, maybe less so. And he would always say that because of the drugs he did, his memory was permanently damaged. But he always remembered that night, the night of my 17th birthday. He would bring it up sometimes, more than once over the years. He brought up, like, I remember when we watched the Llama Song 17 times for your 17th birthday. Anyway, I guess that's it. miss him. I want to say stuff to him, but saying it into this camera, into this mic, putting it on YouTube, I mean, like, I don't know, just posting on his Facebook wall, whatever. He's gone. Love you, Jamison. Just in case.